monoid. What is monoid? Suppose you have algebraic system as A comma plus, where A is the set and plus is any operation defined on this set A. So this algebraic system A comma plus you can call as a monoid if it satisfies following three conditions. Very first one, plus should be closed operation. Second one, plus should be associative operation. And third important condition, there should exist identity element. There should exist identity element. So very first condition is plus should be closed operation. Second one, plus should be associative operation, and there should exist identity element in this algebraic system A comma plus. So what is closed operation, what is associative, and what is identity element? For that, video is available on the channel. You can go through it. For example, suppose I have set as capital Z, that is set of integers, and let us say plus is ordinary addition operation defined on this set. Can I say this as a monoid? So I need to check. So Z is set of integers, may be negative as well as a positive. Now plus is operation defined on this set. So we can see addition is closed operation, because if you take any two elements from this set Z, the result also should belongs to set Z. If you take, let's say, 2 plus 3 gives you result 5. 5 belongs to the set Z. If you take minus 3 plus 2, result is minus 1. So this belongs to the set Z. So if you take any two elements from this set Z, and if you perform addition operation, result belongs to the set Z only. Hence you can say plus is closed. So first condition is satisfied. Now what about second? Is plus is associative? What is associative operation? You need to remember this. A star B star C should be equal to A star B star C, where A, B, C can be any three elements from the set. And we know plus is always an associative operation. Right? If you take like 2 plus 3 plus 1. So it should be equal to 2 plus 3 plus 1. So check out the result. So 2 plus, always bracket will be evaluated first. So 3 plus 1 gives you 4. Then 2 plus 4 gives you 6. So what about RHS? 2 plus 3 is 5. Then this plus 1 as it is. So it is 6. 6 equal to 6. Hence you can say plus is associative operation. Now what about identity element? So this is plus normal addition operation. So what is identity element? It is 0. What is definition of identity? A star E should gives you A, where E is your identity element. Or you can say E star A should gives you A. Right? Where E is your identity element. So plus is your operation. If you take any element, let us say 1. So 1 plus what gives you 1? 1 plus 0 gives you 1. You take any element, let us say 3. So 3 plus what gives you 3? So 3 plus 0 gives you 3. Hence your identity element is 0. Hence you can say identity element exists for this algebraic system Z comma plus. So all three conditions are satisfied. Plus is closed, plus is associative, and there exists identity element, that is 0. And hence you can say Z comma plus is monoid. So next definition is group. Suppose I have algebraic system as A comma star, where A is the set and star is any binary operation defined on this set A. So this A comma star I can call as a group if it satisfies 4 conditions. So this A comma star is called group if it satisfies the 4 conditions. So what is first condition? So this operation star should be closed operation. Second one, operation star should be associative operation. Third, there should exist identity element. And fourth one, there should exist inverse for every element. So what is identity element? What is inverse element? For that, video is available. You can go through that. These 4 conditions, if it satisfies, then you can say that algebraic system as an group. For example, suppose I have Z, that is set of integers, and plus is normal addition operation. So whether I can call this system as group, Z comma plus, whether it is a group. Now we need to check 4 conditions. So very first condition, whether plus is closed. Just now we have seen plus is closed operation. Whether plus is associative. Yes, just now we have seen previous example, plus is associative. What about identity element? So identity element in Z comma plus is 0. Now what about inverse? Whether there exists inverse for every element in Z. What is definition of inverse? A star A inverse should gives you E, whereas A is any element and A inverse is inverse of that element A. This should be equal to E. Now, according to our algebraic system, A is any element, plus is ordinary addition operation defined. A plus what gives you E. What is E in Z comma plus? Identity element is 0. So A plus what gives you 0? We know A plus minus A gives you 0. So if you take any element and if you add negative of that element, you will get identity element. For example, like 3 plus minus 3 gives you 0. 2 plus minus 2 gives you 0. So for any element, its inverse is negation of that element or negative of that element. So if A is the element, its inverse is minus A. So hence I can say there exists inverse for every element in the algebraic system Z comma plus, and hence I can say it is a group. Z comma plus is an group. Now let's see this typical question. Read the question. Let Zn denotes set of integers as 0 to n minus 1. Let theta be in binary operation defined on this Zn set such that, now how this theta operation is defined, A theta B. So A and B can be any elements from this Zn. A theta B is the remainder of AB divided by n. Remainder of AB divided by n. So we need to consider this operation theta for n equal to 4. And we need to check whether this theta operation which is defined on this Zn forms semi-group, monoid or group. So we need to understand what is remainder operations. What is remainder operation? Suppose I'll say 3 mod 2. So mod is remainder operation. So what is 3 mod 2? What is 3 mod 2? It gives you 1.
One.
Right? So what is 4 mod 4? 4 mod 4, remainder is 0. Correct? So if I say 6 mod 3, 6 mod 3, what is remainder? 0. Correct? But 6 by 3 gives you 2. So that is difference between this remainder and this division operation. Okay, now come back to this example. Zn, so n value is given as 4, so it forms Z4. So elements are 0 to n minus 1. 0 to n minus 1. So n minus 1 becomes 4 minus 1, 3. 4 minus 1, that gives you 3. Because n value given as 4. So what will be the elements in Z4? 0, 1, 2, and 3. So n value is given as 4, meaning is 4 elements are there. 0, 1, 2, and 3. Now this is your Z4. Now I need to check whether it is semi-group, monoid, or group. So what I'll do, I'll prepare one table, and then we'll check for whether it's semi-group, monoid, or group. Operation is theta. Elements are 0, 1, 2, and 3. So again, I'll write here also 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now I need to fill up this table with values. So how should I read this table? 0, theta, 0. Here I'll write the answer. 0, theta, 1. Here I'll write the answer. Like 2, theta, 1. 2, theta, 1 gives you result here. That's how I'll fill this table. Now check. So what will be 0, theta, 0? According to the operations given, it is the remainder of AB divided by N. So A value is 0, B value is 0. So 0 into 0 mod N. Remainder of AB divided by N it is. So 0 into 0 is 0 mod N value is 4. So what is 0 mod 4? Gives you 0 only. 0 will come here. Now what about 0 theta 1? 0 theta 1 is 0 into 1 mod 4. 0 into 1 is 0 mod 4. 0 mod 4 is 0 only. So 0 theta 2 gives you 0. 0 theta 3 also gives you 0. Now go for the second row, row for 1. So 1 theta 0. What will be 1 theta 0? 1 into 0 mod 4. It is a remainder of AB divided by 4, right? So 1 into 0 is 0. 0 mod 4 again gives you 0. So 0 only will come here. What about next? 1 theta 1. 1 theta 1 is 1 into 1 mod 4. So 1 into 1 is 1. 1 mod 4 gives you 1. So 1 will come here. Next, 1 theta 2. That is 1 into 2 mod 4. 2 mod 4 gives you 2. Next, 1 theta 3. 1 theta 3 is 1 into 3 mod 4. 1 into 3 is 3. 3 mod 4 gives you 3. Next, 2 theta 0. So wherever 2 theta 0 will come in 0th column, you will get 0 only. Correct? Now 2 theta 1. 2 theta 1 gives you 2. Now here 2 theta 2 is 2 into 2, that is 4. 4 mod 4 gives you 0. So if I continue this, so 2 theta 3, so this 2 theta 3, 2 into 3 is 6, 6 mod 4 gives you 2. Similarly, here you will get 3, here I will get again 2, and here 3 theta 3, 3 into 3 is 9, 9 mod 4 gives you 1. So this way we have completed this table. Now we'll check for one by one property. So for semi-group, monoid and group. So we'll check first of all the property. So first of all, closed operation. So whether theta is closed. So if you look at this table, these are all output values of operation theta. So if you look at all these values, these are 0, 1, 2 and 3. 0, 1, 2 and 3, and all these value belongs to the set Z4, and hence you can say theta is closed. If any one value you will find out of this set range, then you can say theta is not closed. If you get 4 somewhere in the table which is not belongs to Z4, and hence you can say theta is not closed. But if you look at this table, all the values 0, 1, 2 and 3, and all these value belongs to the Z4, hence I can say theta is closed. Now what about second, whether it is associative? So for associative, what is formula you need to remember? A theta B theta C should be equal to A theta B theta C. If you take any value of A, B and C, let us say A value 0, B value 1 and C value 2. So it should be equal to 0, theta 1, theta 2. If you look at the table, 0 theta, what is 1 theta 2? 1 theta 2. 1 theta 2 is 2. Then what is 0 theta 2? 0 theta 2 is 0. So what about RHS? 0 theta 1. So 0 theta 1 is 0. Then 0 theta 2. 0 theta 2 is also 0. So LHS is equal to RHS. If you take any value of A, B and C, you will get LHS equal to RHS. And hence you can say it is associative as well. Now what about third? Identity element. Identity element E. So what is definition of identity? A theta E should gives you A. So what is identity element for this system? If you take any element and theta operation with that element should gives you the same element. If you look at the table, 0 theta 1 gives you 0. 0 theta 1 gives you 0. Next, 1 theta 1 gives you 1. 1 theta 1 gives you 1. Next, 2 theta 1 gives you 2. 2 theta 1 gives you 2. Next, 3 theta 1 gives you 3. 3 theta 1 gives you 3. So can I say then 1 is the identity element? Yes, 1 is identity element. So there is one shortcut also for this. So what are the elements in your set? 0, 1, 2 and 3. So if we get this table, then if you have set value like 0, 1, 2 and 3, look at the column where you will get these set values in the same sequence 0, 1, 2 and 3. So if you look at the column for 1, you have the value 0, 1, 2 and 3. 0, 1, 2 and 3. So then I can say 1 is the identity element. You should get these values of set in the same sequence in the column. So for what value? For value of 1, you will get this sequence 0, 1, 2, and 3. And hence you can say 1 is identity element. So this shortcut way also you can find out the identity element. So there exists identity element. So for semi-group, we need just two properties, closed and associative. Hence you can say it is a semi-group. For monoid, you need closed, associative, and identity element. It is there. Hence you can say it is monoid too. Now what about group? So for group, one more property, that is there should exist inverse for every element in the system. Now we need to check. So what about 0? So whether inverse for 0 exists. So what is inverse definition? A star, A inverse should gives you E. So E is your 1 identity element. So 0 is the element, theta is operation, 0 theta what gives you 1. 0 theta what gives you 1. So look at the column row of 0. 0 theta what gives you 1. So for inverse, in the row of 0, there should be an identity element according to the definition of inverse, correct? So for 0, in his row, there should be identity element. What is identity element? 1. So whether 1 is there in the row of 0? No. And hence you can say for 0, inverse does not exist. And as for a single element, if inverse does not exist, it is not a group. Because inverse should exist for every element in the system. Now we can check for other elements. What about 1? So 1 theta, what gives you 1? Check row for 1. 1 theta, 1 gives you 1. 1 theta, 1 gives you identity element 1. Hence, 1's inverse is 1. 1's inverse is 1. 1 theta, 1 gives you 1. So 1 ka inverse 1. Now what about 2? So 2 theta, what gives you 1? Look at the row of 2. There is no identity element 1. And hence you can say for 2, inverse does not exist. What about 3? So 3 theta, what gives you 1? So look at the row of 3. So 1 is here. So 3 theta, 3 gives you 1. Hence 3's inverse is 3. 3 inverse is 3. There exists inverse for element 1 and element 3. But there does not exist inverse for 0 and element 2. Right? And hence I can say this is not an group. Okay, next typical question is consider a binary operation star defined on Q. Q is set of rational numbers. So this operation is defined like A star B is equal to A plus B minus AB. So your plus and minus are usual addition and subtraction operation. Okay. So A star B. So for any two elements A and B, A star is defined by A plus B minus AB. And I need to determine whether this Q comma star is a group or it is an abelian group. So for checking whether it's group or abelian group, I need to check 4 basic properties. So very first one is closed operation. So whether star is closed. So A star B is defined by A plus B minus AB. So if I take any two elements like 2 star 3, so 2 star 3 or 1 by 2 star 2 by 3. So and normal here 1 by 2 plus 2 by 3 minus 1 by 2 into 2 by 3. Because normal addition and subtraction operations are defined. So whatever result you will get an rational numbers, non-rational number only, like 3 by 7 kind of, right? And hence you can say star is closed. So this you may get 3 by 7 or some other value, just for understanding I have written and not perform exact calculations here. So if you take any two rational numbers, result also belongs to rational numbers only, and hence I can say star is closed operation. So what about second, associative? So for associative, I need to check A star B star C should be equal to A star B star C. That is what associative property says. So evaluate LHS. LHS is A star B star C, which is equal to A star. What will be B star C? According to the definition, it will be B plus C minus BC. Then, which is equal to, so this is A now and this is B. So what is A star B? Is A plus B. B is your B plus C minus BC, right? And minus A into B. So A into this B plus C minus BC. So it becomes A plus B plus C minus BC minus AB minus AC plus ABC. Fine. Now what about RHS? So your RHS is A star B star C. Now apply the operation. What is A star B? A star B is A plus B minus AB and then star C. Now treat this as A and C as B. So what is A star B? A plus B. So A is A plus B minus AB plus B is C and minus A into B, that is C into A plus B minus AB. So evaluate this. So it becomes A plus B minus AB plus C. So minus, multiply this C inside this bracket. So here is A plus B minus AB is here. Okay. So this becomes AC minus BC and plus ABC. If I reorder the terms, I'll get A plus B plus C, then minus BC I'll take first, then I'll write just a minute. It becomes this A plus B minus AB plus C, then this is minus AC minus then write minus AB minus AC and plus ABC. So I have just reordered the terms. Now if you look at LHS and RHS, LHS is equal to RHS and hence I can say it is associative as well. Okay. Now go for third property, that is identity element. Now I need to check whether there exists identity element or not. So what is identity element definition? A star E should gives you A. A star E should gives you A. Now what is this A star E? According to the star definition, it becomes A plus E minus A E should be equal to A. Correct? So this A gets cancelled. So you have E minus AE is equal to 0. E, if you take common, it becomes 1 minus A is equal to 0. Then E is equal to 0 by 1 minus A. So 0 by anything is always 0. And hence I can say identity element E is 0 for this algebraic system. Now what about inverse? What about inverse? Inverse definition, A star A inverse is equal to E. So what is A star A inverse? A plus A inverse minus A into A inverse is equal to 0. Then A plus, from these two terms, if I take A inverse as common, I'll get 1 minus A is equal to 0. Then A inverse into 1 minus A is equal to minus A. A I'll take on right hand side. Then my A inverse is equal to minus A upon 1 minus A. So for any element, if I am to find out inverse, it becomes minus A upon 1 minus A. For example, for element 2, I want to find out inverse A equal to 2. So what is this inverse? According to the definition, it becomes minus 2 upon 1 minus 2, which is equal to minus 2 upon minus 1, that is 2. So 2's inverse is 2. Now, can you say, question is, can you say there exists inverse for every element? What about 1? 1 is also a rational number. So, do you get 1's inverse? Just check it out. 1's inverse, if I am to find out according to this formula. So, it should be minus 1 upon 1 minus 1. So, minus 1 upon 1 minus 1 is 0. Minus 1 upon 0. So, whether this exists, minus 1 upon 0? Of course not. So, there does not exist inverse for element 1. And hence, you cannot say this as a group. Not a group. So, this is very important. Formula for inverse is A inverse is minus A upon 1 minus A. So, you may think there exists inverse for every element in the system. Like A value, if you take 2 as, and if you find out, you will get inverse. Similarly, if 3, if you take A value, if you take 1 by 2 as A value, its inverse you will get by this formula. But what about A equal to 1? So you may do a mistake in exam. If you forgot taking A value as 1, so for a rest of any value of A, you will get inverse except this 1. So if you take A value as 1, you will get minus 1 by 0, which is not defined. And hence, you cannot say this as an group because there does not exist inverse for element 1. So this is very important and crucial to understand this point. So for abelian group, so it should be group first. As it is not a group, so you can say here it is not an abelian group.